We know microplastics are in our food, and studies are coming out every day reporting exactly just how much can be found in various fruits, grains, and dairy products. But what about plant milk? We couldn't find any microplastic data for plant milk, so we decided to do some testing ourselves, and the results were shocking. We'd expect there to be some microplastic in plant milk for a couple reasons. Obviously, microplastics are in, well, everything, and almost all plant milk you'll find in stores comes packaged in plastic. But in addition to that, plant milk is a processed food, one that can range from minimally to highly processed. And as we covered in our previous video on everyday hidden microplastics, studies show that the more processed food is, the richer it tends to be in microplastics. This is because processed food has multiple opportunities for contamination. Raw ingredients can be transported in plastic sacks or harvest bins. At the processing plant, machinery, workers' clothing, and protective gear can all shed micropollutants. Then the final product is packaged, usually in plastic, and sometimes heat-treated in that packaging before being transported to a warehouse or store, usually over long distances subjected to heavy vibration and various temperature changes. In order to find out just how much microplastic ends up in plant milk, we decided to send samples of 3 different almond milks to labs that perform microplastic analysis. 2 of these samples were popular plant milk brands found commonly in North American grocery stores, Silk's unsweetened vanilla almond milk and Califia's unsweetened almond milk. The 3rd sample was made in an Almond Cow with Almond Cow almonds and Primo filtered water. We want to be transparent that we did have to send the store-bought samples to a different lab than the Almond Cow sample. The store-bought samples were sent to a lab capable of quantifying and identifying the types of microplastics in beverages. However, this lab's US location could only accept shelf-stable samples, so we had to find another lab to analyze the fresh Almond Cow sample. The lab we chose for our sample doesn't identify plastic type, don't worry, this ends up not being an issue, but does quantify microplastics at a much more sensitive level than the other lab. We didn't want to go easy on ourselves here. First, let's go over the results of the Silk and Califia samples. The lab broke down the number of microplastics in each sample by size and plastic type, so we went ahead and converted that data into an easy-to-read table and pie charts. Let's look at the quantification results first. The lab processed and analyzed a 0.5 gram sample of each milk, which comes out to about half a milliliter of milk. Right away, we can see that plenty of microplastic particles were found in both samples, ranging from 10 to 500 microns in size, with most particles falling in the 10 to 50 micron range. For reference, a human blood cell has a diameter of 7 to 8 microns, and a sheet of printer paper is about 100 microns thick. When we look at the total number of particles, it's immediately apparent that Califia's sample had way more microplastic. In fact, it had over 6 times more particles than the Silk sample. But where are these particles coming from? To get an idea, we'll need to look at these pie charts breaking down the type of plastic detected. 4 different types of plastic were found in the Califia sample, while the Silk sample was a little more diverse, including 6 types. Most of these categories only include 1 or 2 particles, so let's focus on the main contributors: polypropylene and polyethylene terephthalate. Both milks were packed in Tetra Paks, which are internally lined with polyethylene and have caps that can also be made of polyethylene or a recycled polymer blend. No polyethylene particles were identified in either sample, and even if the caps are made of a recycled polymer blend, they're unlikely to shed much microplastic from being tightened and untightened only once or twice. So if the microplastic isn't coming from the packaging, what about the water? We know there's microplastic in our water, with studies finding most particles found in tap water consist of polypropylene and polyethylene terephthalate. And while the densities reported in those studies vary greatly, they all tend to be much lower than what we're seeing in these plant milk samples. In fact, the highest reported average concentration found in tap water, according to a 2022 scientific review, was 440 particles per liter, or 0.44 particles per milliliter, meaning these microplastics are finding their way into the plant milk somewhere else along the processing line. What about the results for the Almond Cow sample? Thankfully, the lab that analyzed this sample categorized the particles into the same size classes as the other lab. So let's bring back that table we just showed a few minutes ago with a new column for the Almond Cow sample. That way we can easily compare results. That's right, there was no microplastic detected in our sample. Now, you might be thinking, these results came from 2 different labs, how comparable are they really? Let's get into that. First, let's go over how the samples were collected. For the store-bought brands, we sent the lab entire unopened cartons so we could be sure any microplastic detected came from the product itself. Our Almond Cow sample was freshly poured straight from the stainless steel carafe into a glass bottle with a plastic lid that was provided by the lab and guaranteed to have minimal microplastic exposure. Next, let's quickly go over how the samples were analyzed. Both samples were digested to break down the organic solids and then sieved through various sized filters to capture microplastics while simultaneously organizing them into different size classes. Those filters were then examined under a microscope for the presence of microplastics. As we mentioned earlier, 0.5 grams, or about half a milliliter, of each store-bought sample was actually analyzed, whereas 500 milliliters of our sample was processed and analyzed. The labs used different methods to identify the microplastics. The store-bought samples were analyzed via Raman spectroscopy, while our sample was analyzed via fluorescent microscopy. To keep it simple, Raman spectroscopy involves shining a laser onto the material of interest and measuring how light scatters off of that material to identify its chemical composition. This is why the microplastic particles in the Califia and silk samples were able to be identified by plastic type. On the other hand, fluorescence microscopy involves exposing samples to fluorescent dyes, then shining light onto them to produce a high contrast image, allowing for detailed visualization of the sample. While both methods involve exposing samples to light and measuring the light that's emitted back, Raman spectroscopy is better for identifying chemical composition, while fluorescent microscopy is much faster and more sensitive. In fact, let's look at the sensitivity reported by each lab. The limit of detection, aka the lowest concentration of microplastic that could be measured by the Raman spectroscopy, varied for each size class and plastic type, but overall it ranged from 2 to 8.6 particles per milliliter of sample, while the fluorescent microscopy had a limit of detection of 0.002 particles per milliliter. All of this is to say that while it wasn't ideal to have to use two different labs, the Almond Cow sample was subjected to a much more thorough and sensitive analysis, yet was still found to be microplastic free. We covered a lot of numbers and terminology in this video, so let's summarize the main takeaways. There's microplastic in the plant milk sitting on store shelves. How much can vary greatly depending on the brand. The microplastics found in these store-bought milks aren't coming from the plastic packaging, at least when it comes to Tetra Paks, and we know it's more than what's typically found in tap water. Unfortunately, we don't have enough information to say where it's coming from. The almond milk made in the Almond Cow was reported as being microplastic free. This suggests that making your own plant milk allows you to greatly control how much microplastic it comes into contact with. In fact, if you use triple filtered water and a milk maker with no plastic on any of the milk contact points, your plant milk can be microplastic free. If you want to see the full test reports and a comparison of how much microplastic is found in dairy milks, look out for an upcoming blog where we go over these test reports in more detail.